Welcome to another episode of Jam Lemon Artist Interviews. Tonight, we have someone from the other side of the world, a good friend of mine. We've known each other for many years now. We'll go into details.
2012.
2012. I was about to say, go into details. Since 2012, please welcome Jake KUSSMAUL. Good evening,
Yes.
Jake. How have you been, my friend?
I've been great. I've had my coffee, and I've also got like this whole bunch of coffee candies.
Oh
to
my
hype
God!
Me up. It's actually,
you have coffee candies there?
yeah, I'm big on nostalgia. And,
Really?
You know, there was this. It's like an obscure part of my brain just really captures those nostalgic pieces that you end up holding on to years later.
Wow.
But, it's this Dutch coffee candy that my neighbor Frank used to get me, and I recognized the label, and I just kept searching coffee candy on Google, and I was like, holy shit, that's the did you ever find something like that?
Well, yeah, we do have that here in the Philippines. It's called XO coffee candy. So we've had that for like probably around 15 to 20 years now, but I never leave the country without it. I have that in my bag, in my pocket, and we even have different types of it. Like we have milk tea flavor now and buttermilk coffee as well. So it's my favorite as well. So yeah. So of course, you're having your coffee because it's morning there, but here it is almost in about a couple of hours. It's gonna be midnight. But Jake, let me just introduce you to people who do not know you. Jake KUSSMAUL is an indie rock musician from Tampa, Florida. He grew up in the New York State, and as I have mentioned before, we have been friends for a very long time, more than a decade, and he also writes for the online music magazine Music Existence. He's got great content for many years now. He doesn't just write articles, he also interviews bands, whether it be obscure or popular ones. I envy Jake's career. It's, one of my dreams to be able to have that job. So Jake, tell us about your career, how you started in this world, man.
Well, it was really by accident. I was just browsing around internships at the time because Music Existence in 2015, when I started that summer, it was an internship. And a lot of people don't know this. I'm actually in a unique situation myself because I was born with cerebral palsy and I'm in a wheelchair. Right. And as you know, my mobility is limited. My prospects for finding work are limited. So, I was like, someone in the office of my college that I went to worked it out so that I was able to, complete my associate's degree by taking this journalism course. And I was like, okay, from that, what if I use those articles that I've written to suffice this credit for that internship?
Yeah.
Lo and behold, that's what happened. And then, one opportunity led to another. I met so many wonderful people. I've all these artists from the past and present.
Oh yeah.
And it didn't just start in Music Existence. Before that, it started, I was in a freelance position in Examiner Media, and I was asking around trying to see if I can interview local talent that would play like local venues like the Portchester Theater. Turns out that local talent would be big name artists like Tim Yester of the Association, remember? And then along goes
exactly.
Or, Blues Traveler,
Yeah.
Chan Kinchla was my first interview, and then many years later, because I reached past the deadline for my first feature was, the association. But then years later, I caught up with Jim Yester again, and I interviewed him again, kind of did like an actual interview with him because, we were crunched for time. But again, it's just been amazing, man. It's been a wild ride, and I'm so happy, so grateful for your support. And, it's not like a huge community, that I have around me, but it's substantial enough. It's intimate enough.
Exactly.
That I can appreciate it. And I know I sound kind of out of breath, even if it's just in the morning, but I'm, just so, I'm thankful for where my life has taken me despite the challenges that I face.
Exactly. It's a success story. Anywhere you look at it, it's a success story of a man who has overcome his obstacles, his limitations. Despite all of that, he has done what not a lot of people has done in their lives. Jake, you have been a music journalist for how long now?
Well, since July of 2015, and if you want to count the total years, since February of 2013.
There you go.
So
there you go.
When I started.
There you go.
When I officially started. So over 10 years.
If you can have an estimate, how many interviews and articles have you written so far? Ballpark figure, top of your head.
Over 550 articles. I've done over 100 interviews. So, a lot of the old ass interviews are recorded old schooly before I was even confident enough to show my face. I just recorded them on the PCMM10 recorder.
Oh my God,
My dad used to work for Sony in the audio department as a product manager, so he would either get deals on recording equipment or he would have access to like prototypes that were working, they were stable enough to be
That
able
is so
to use.
awesome. That is awesome. And in fact, Jake and I have been talking about his compressor, a real compressor equipment that he uses when he records, and that's one thing that's I really love about him when he makes his music.
It's been the same. It's been the same.
It's been the same, right?
Sony HRGP5.
There you go. There you go.
Processor. That thing is from 1994.
There you go. You see, 94, man, and I couldn't even find one myself.
Man.
Dang, right?
I remember using that. Using that in the basement, not just for music, because I kind of, if you'd call it like, middle age for getting into music, I didn't really, people have a usual trajectory that they have would be starting at like 7 or 8. I started when I was maybe
13.
So, not too old, but then
not too young as well, right?
Kind of in between. But I remember being a small kid in the basement using the HRGP5 not to play guitar, but to sing into. I was basically singing into guitar effects, like effects that were meant for guitar.
What do you remember? What songs you were singing into that?
I have no idea. Well, when I was growing up, I actually did the boy band Pop Bug because of my older sister.
Same.
She got me into It was all Dream Street. It was all Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah.
It was playing Five.
Oh my God, Five.
Five Ive.
Five.
Bewitched. Remember
Bewitched. Oh yeah, of course, Bewitched, man.
And some in between sort of bands. Some leaning more toward pop rock, like LFO.
Sure. Oh yeah.
The Corrs, remember the Corrs?
Of course,
They're
of
an
course.
Irish group, Of course, pun intended.
Of course, Irish, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick.
Yeah. And so it's a bunch of that. And later on, it was, I don't know, I was singing a bunch of, babbling, bellowing, what have you.
Sure.
And then when I was a teenager, sort of kind of rediscovered what my dad had
Isn't that the way?
For free from Sony,
Yeah.
So it was all about.
Sure.
He got in Pocket Full of Kryptonite.
Oh yeah.
By Spin Doctors.
I got that on cassette over here.
Yeah, I sort of reconnected with that because when I was a little kid, I would hear it. It would be played all the time, but I didn't really digest it. But then, there was a little bit of inklings of that, a little bit of Black Sabbath from my neighbor would play Paranoid, and I would, take it in. But then when I was, I guess, 12, maybe 13, it was all about that, it was all about, like, discovering what I already had, like mini disc 2.
Yeah.
The first mini disc that I really gravitated toward was...
because it was new technology back then.
Yeah,
kind of.
Well, it's kind of. It was big in Japan, but
it was.
The United States, mini disc.
Short-lived though.
Desk, but,
yeah.
But War of the Words by Fight. There was Rob Halford's side project. So, just the stuff that I have around. My very first CD that was given to me by my dad was this Sony band. Actually, it was country music. It was Ricochet, Blink of an Eye, and I gravitated toward that. So there's a little bit of, I don't know, maybe country twang. I don't know if you can hear it, but aside from that, it's been like deep diving into like new technology at the time. And Rob was young enough too, because because he's like like older than me, but still young enough to notice those changes. We're from the same era that we sort of grew into. Sort of say LimeWire, Kazaa,
Napster,
BearShare, SoulSeek. Napster was a big one.
Until it became
BearShare.
Oh yeah, BearShare, man. Oh man, those were the days.
I remember. Yeah, I remember before LimeWire, going into BearShare, and that's the first time I discovered like international music, and I hope to Jesus like the trial didn't run out, because I'm like, I want to keep these songs, but then the DRM was on like a time limit.
Yeah.
But those were the days. The struggle was apparent until like SoulSeek, which I still use today. Like, they've been lucky in order to, satiate my cravings for music. And of course, I have good people around to provide me with like the music of other countries, because I've like kind of explored the board, so to speak, with Pinoy Rock.
It's true. It's not just Pinoy Rock, but a lot of other Southeast Asian music, especially in the rock genre. Jake is more familiar than most Filipinos are, in fact. And he has, in fact, in his collection, a lot of Filipino rock bands too. you know, whether it be cassette, CDs, or vinyl. Jake is a very diverse music fan. I admire Jake for that fully. But before we can go to your music career, let me ask you just one question. As a music journalist, give me a couple of highlights. Let's just go back to that a bit.
Oh man,
probably, you know, the whole career.
Oh man,
yeah.
Interviewing Jim Yester, being able to reunite with him, remembering me at 79 years old. At the time, he was 79 years old. Remembered my name. We did this awesome interview. It was one of my biggest pieces.
Right.
I ever did.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's a top. That's a top. That's a top right there.
The top of the game.
Yeah.
And you know, interviewing Patrick Chung from the Oddfellows.
Oh yeah.
He was also a really cool guy.
Fun guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Chung is a Singaporean musician. He's with the band The Oddfellows, and Jake is a friend of his for a very long time now as well, being he's a fan of Southeast Asian rock music. Go ahead, continue, Jake.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this music that even a lot of Singaporeans are surprised by. It's like, wow, this is music that we gave the old college try and it got a cult following, but here's this guy in America championing it.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful to be that guy. There's some pressure with it, no doubt, but you know, to be that guy, it's like, it's an honor. And like, again, going back to highlights, interviewing Kevin Matthews too, another really good Singaporean musician. Interviewing Dick Lee. Dick Lee is like the pop man of Singapore. He's like the Paul McCartney of Singapore.
Yeah.
Oh man, Dick Lee, like that guy.
That was a gold mine. That was a gold mine.
I just messaged him just on Facebook, just out of the blue. He's like, I said, can we do this time this day? And he said, okay, the day is good, but can we make it this time? And we just did it, like right then and there. I thought I'd have to go through like an agency and say like, your call is very important to us and all that. But, man, the fact that some of these guys, the proximity is like, it's unbelievable. Like, because of being on the internet,
because of technology, social media,
and who isn't. Like, another guy, Gary Lawyer, big Indian rock singer Gary. Man, that guy, he has the coolest voice ever. Like, if you get a chance to listen to that interview, Gary Lawyer has the coolest
like
voice.
Mesmerizing, charismatic,
golden voice. I mean, he has like, you know, he's like, you know, wise. You know, his age, he's learned a lot. He's been through a lot. It's I love that, man. Hearing people's stories. I love. Kaiser Kuo was another great guy. He's the founding guitarist of Tang Dynasty. He has the Seneca podcast. Another just great guy. Like, not afraid. I love it when people aren't afraid to be vulnerable, speaking on like kind of the lower points of their life and sort of reflecting on that and where they are now. But those are just some of the highlights. It's been incredible, man.
Great highlights right there. But that's what's great about reading, you know, interviews of artists that you really enjoy, especially you as the interviewer, because you know you get to see their life, as their experiences rather, as common people just like us, you know. And on that note, it's also. That's what's also great about the internet, because we're able to easily connect to almost anyone right now. You know, social media is the like the catalyst of it. So if it were, you know, in the 90s, even in the early 2000s, that wasn't possible. And at the same time, it kind of takes away the mysteriousness or the enigma of artists. You know, the myth that that artists seemingly possess. It can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, but it leads us to the truth. So I love what you do with these interviews and the album reviews, the articles that you make. But let us now go into you as a musician.
Yeah.
Jake KUSSMAUL, aka just like Prince, right? The artist formerly known as Happy. There you go. There you go. So
Happy,
Jake has been.
Happy was my pseudonym.
Yeah.
Happy was my pseudonym.
Happy was his pseudonym.
2008
There you go.
to about 2018.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
Yeah, and I decided, thanks to the encouragement of Rob. It was encouragement. He wasn't pushy about it. I'll give him that. He encouraged me. He's just like, man, you have a gift, man. You still have a gift. What the fuck, man? Just put out your song. So I, you know, from what I can muster, keep in mind, this is like going on like 7 years of writer's block.
Oh,
so like you just gave me the push that I need, because again, it's like I mentioned before, you know, the community that I have is not this large, massive community, but it's intimate enough so I can see people individually who's in my corner and who's not, because that's a lesson entirely on its own. But you know, back to the process. Rob was like really helpful about, you know, giving me, you know, the tools, the insight, the resources, and so I came up with these two songs, and originally it was going to be a little bit more than that, but then when I came up with the title for this EP, this new EP that we're going to discuss, like, it became a theme in itself. You know, the title wasn't just, you know, a quote from a song or, you know, something than that. Like, the way the EP is structured. And by the way, it's only 2 songs, but don't let that fool you, because
don't let that fool you. No.
It's an experience. You know? We're gonna get into it, but it really just occurred to me that there's more nuance to this than I initially thought. And the reason why I was kind of reluctant to just accept it as it is or expand it. But, you know, like, it just on its own, it's like, if you listen to it on loop, it's supposed to kind of repeat itself. Yeah. It's an endless cycle.
Like a circle. You just circle back to the beginning when you're in the end and you're...
a circle. Oh, God.
Exactly. And even the title itself, there are 2 songs on this EP, and the titles connect to each other.
Yeah, that was another thing. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that was possible, man.
It was like serendipitous, man. Like, so awesome. How to Care, So Much and More. 2 songs connected by title, and it loops. And it is
like, so track 1 is How to Care.
Yeah.
And then track 2 is So Much and More. And I was like, how about I just put the title together? It's interesting. So what do you observe, Rob, about those 2 songs?
Well, it gives me a feeling that I have experienced many times before when I was younger. Of course, I'm in a different place now, but it is a universal experience that is very much relatable, but it also consoles you at the same time. So that is what great songs, great art is always about.
That's amazing. It is. That's powerful, man.
Yeah.
Because it's the I'm not gonna say the whole EP as if it's like this large body of work, because it isn't. Like we said, it's 2 songs.
Well, who cares? You know.
but this EP is actually about acceptance.
That's right.
And it's something. In my 34 years of life, I can't just be mad. I can't just be angsty, pissed off forever. I have to accept the circumstances.
But it's that transition that I'm very much I can very much relate to, and like I said, like before, I was in that position, and to transition to that is something of a what do you call this? It's something sacred. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can interpret the EP a number of ways, thanks to the cover art.
Yes.
But the cover art by January Turla.
Yes. Hi, Ja. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Ja. We're thinking of you. Definitely hit me up again if I'd love your interpretation for this EP, and I'd love to work with you again. If you're hearing this, you know, wherever you are, you're good. You're good at what you do.
Love her.
Yeah. So thanks to our interpretation, we saw eye to eye on that. So the cover art features a man patiently sitting at his desk, and then it features a crowd of people walking visibly, and then a fish.
And a fish.
Yeah, a fish. Just kind of, you know, kind of perusing around, traversing the scenery. And what I got from that was, and, you know, I saw similar to her, was she wanted the man sitting down in the chair. Keep in mind, this isn't a wheelchair. This is just a chair.
It's a simple chair. Yeah.
A simple chair. So he's not confined. He's not disturbed. He's just waiting.
Yeah.
Patiently. And then you see the busy people just walking around.
Kind of like in a blur.
They're like in a grind. They're in the busy kind of grind. And then the fish kind of represents free will. So it's 3 different types of directions. You can either wait, you can, you know, chase your grind, or the world is your oyster and you just kind of traverse as you want it, like without any sort of rules. And I think that's powerful when it's
very profound.
Just
as the music is.
It fits with these 2 songs. So like the first one, How to Care, when we get into it, you know, if you notice, like, I'm speaking as someone, I'm reflecting as someone who's a fraction of who he used to be, you know. That tail end of the first line, it's like so full of life, but somehow deep down this isn't new. Like, you know, so his previous energy, his previous enthusiasm has run dry for some reason. And, you know, there's a certain kind of exhaustfulness. It's not waving a finger lecturing you, this is how to care. It's saying, like, I've been through this situation where I've stressed out long enough, but I'm too tired to stress out. And I've accepted that even though like the grind has gotten so tough, you know, like I've accepted that, and like I don't know how to care. That's the name of like the chorus. Yeah. There's no telling how to care at all. You know, a gaffe in the audition, little after that, and it can be interpreted in two ways. Little as in you're feeling small and belittled.
Oh.
And then little meaning there's not much. There's not much after that. After you fuck up, then there's not much going on.
Wow, man. Wow. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. So yeah, a gaffe in the
It's
audition.
a beautiful part of that song.
Yeah. Like when I think of a gaffe in the audition, it's because like even when I think back to the interviews I've done, I look back on them and I say, I could have done this so much better. I don't know why I said, you know, but, you know, but, you know,
right.
I could have just, you know, been more observant, more sharp to the point, and like got my things through. But that's just, you know, that's a part of who I am.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's all about acceptance. And, you know, when you go to the end of the song, you watch the curtain fall, and you think, like, did this guy, like, just cash in his chips? Or, like, is he just kind of still waiting there? Is he patient? Because, you know, you want to stick with him how he is now. He's exhausted, but you know, he's accepted his circumstances. So, you know, like the final line of the song says, the choice is all on you to linger or leave. You know, you can either stick by him or you can just leave.
Exactly. And that's beautiful.
And there's no pressure. There's no pressure in the song. You know, it's totally you're observant and you make that choice for yourself. You know, if he's forgotten, you know, an expressive, a more jovial part of himself, but he's taken it all in and he's just reflected on it. Do you want to kind of stick with him and further reflect on, you know, the prospects for growth, or do you want to just say, well, this is awkward, and just leave him?
Just leave him. Yeah. That open-endedness is what makes it really powerful, because you don't really dictate. You give the audience, the listener, participation on that part. Yeah.
And it's
but let's
just,
go ahead. Yeah. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just that song, like, it's supposed to kind of loop, because it hangs for a couple of seconds, and then it has that you know, that sound of the guitar in the beginning, the ambient
sound
that represents like a space, you know, before the song, so that when you listen to this entirely, it goes back to that, you know, that like punctuation mark,
like the end is the beginning, the beginning is the end. That's a Smashing Pumpkins song, but that's exactly the description for it. So if you loop that, it, you know, it's just, it goes in circles, and it's so awesome. But let's talk about the second song, So Much and More.
So much and more.
How do we connect that to How to Care, which is track 1? The EP is a two A-side EP, right? So much and more, Jake. Let's talk about
So
that.
much and more. The irony about So Much and More is it's a faster song,
It is.
but it's actually longer than the first song, which is a mid-tempo.
Yeah. But it is it is well thought of, same as How to Care, as well as your other previous songs from way before. So how Jake constructs his songs, he just doesn't, just this is a song, this is how I do it. He puts elements like it's well constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah, thematically, talk about So Much and More, Jake, and musically as well.
So Much and More thematically is it happens immediately after How to Care. So you're exhausted, and it's assumed that the girl you were longing for, pining for, said that she was going to stick by you, but whatever, she leaves, whatever. It's assumed that she leaves. You meet this other girl, and she ticks all the boxes, like right away. She appears to be smitten by you, but then you're so taken by her, and you're like, really? That's all I had to do was just show up in this girl's life, and boom, we connect, and that's it? Like, I could have showed up in her life any other time, and we could have hit it off even earlier. And then you find out, based on the subtleties, based on the subtle language from her actions, that she's kind of pulling your leg. And
something we all have experienced before. Go ahead.
Yeah, you kind of trick yourself into thinking that you're invested. That's the thing. You're trapped. It's like, it's a trick. Like, the opening line to So Much and More is big, clean slate, life transition, in touch with myself. So I'm regaining the confidence, and then it seems like everybody cares. It seems like everyone's at my back, and I was just being a mopey like KUSSMAUL, and
right
but but I'm kind of regaining my agency in life, and then and then she comes along and makes it look like I swept her off the floor. And then I guess I'm kind of lonely, but I won't be anymore. And then it's like, oh man, like the whole thing is like this. You're dealing with a grown woman, a grown dynamic between a grown man and a grown woman.
Right.
But you find out that it's so elementary level push pull. Like, you do that when you're
in
12.
high school.
Yeah. Middle school, high school.
Yeah.
And so it's one of that. It's one of those instances, but it's like, but you convince yourself that, she's the one. She took a chance on you. She saw you. She made you feel seen and heard. So, like, she's got to be the one, because no one else would. Everyone would just, ignore you, say fuck you. But like, so like your trust has to be a huge factor in like how you pursue people. So it's like, you know, it's like I'm just confessing that, you know, I'm the wimp in this scenario. You know, she's so much and more, and then you get everything you wanted. Like I'm talking about her, so you get everything you wanted, plus my cloying loyalty.
Yeah.
So like that saccharine, golden retriever kind of, you know, like, oh man. And you know, when you finally do meet the one, it doesn't really matter. You can just, you know, be more calm about it. But when you still kind of are super butterflies mode, like the slightest bit of distance between you makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So you become a lot more saccharine, a lot more, and like
no one is immune to that kind of phase. Yeah.
So like you get everything you wanted plus my cloying loyalty, so it's like so much, I'm giving you so much and more plus my cloying loyalty.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you get everything you wanted from a fool like me. It's like self-deprecating, you know. And if you notice in how the song goes is like, as I'm singing the chorus, I'm like, I thought like it would be like a deterrence, because I wasn't used to really, I'm not used to doing like fast kind of punk songs,
like
up tempo,
lung capacity. Right. Yeah.
And like, but it makes sense in the song because like you know yourself that you're being like this consistent guy, but then like you realize that underneath everything you're being like, you're getting like drained, you're draining yourself. And like, and you notice like the more I sing the chorus, the more drained my voice gets. And when I say cloying loyalty the second time, I like choke on that word and my voice like cracks in the harmony, and then like
it's very real. Very emotional.
That breakdown is all about accepting how this thing is playing out, accepting what's happening to me. Eventually, consistency melds with suffocation. You know, in my consistency, in my constantly giving kind of mode, I end up inadvertently becoming suffocating. But the thing is, like, it doesn't even reach her. It doesn't even register to her, because she doesn't really care. You know, because she's like, she's not as invested as I am. She's just like, all right, this is happening. This is a little under my level. And then, you know, once you go through that, you know, it's like, you know, like the lyrics say in that breakdown, another small instance of brushed off persistence, you know?
I love that line.
And it's like, you think we're on a similar page, but then when you're not, when you find out that you aren't, you want to get mad, you want to say your piece, you want to explain your side, but you're so tired. You're tired that you can't yell.
Can't fight anymore, basically.
You can't, you can't fight anymore. You can't, like, you can't say how, like, you honestly feel. So, you know, it says, forget about rage. Just lose yourself in comfort while you're spent, drained, and easily swayed.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
that's perfect.
Man, it's like just like and then when you get to like the end of the song, that last line before the chorus is please come in, it's getting cold. Please come in, this is getting old. And then it's like, but then when the chorus hits again, like it says, cause she's so much and more. So even when the dynamic, the push-pull gets old, you're still like, you're still like invested. You still want to go along with the energy, even though it's unhealthy for you, even though you're spent, and even though you're totally aware of the damage that this investment is like, you know, causing you, you still like kind of, you're still like roped in. Like, and then like that last line, it's like, you know, everything you wanted from a fool like me. And then it's like everything she's used to already. So then in the previous song, the other person is given a choice to leave. And then in the second song, you're given a choice to leave. So there like I'm given a choice to leave. Like once, okay, like now that she's not paying attention to you, now that she's not like pretending to give you the time of day, do you still want to like try and like keep it going? Or you know, because you know this has kind of run its course, like you know, would it be wiser to just not talk to her like ever again, but at the same time just be patient and just kind of go your own way?
Yeah. And I like the contrast on those two songs. It's giving that yin yang kind of concept right there. So perfectly married, those two songs, How to Care, So Much and More. So you best listen to it, guys. It is on all streaming services by Jake KUSSMAUL. Of course, Jake, you're gonna be re-releasing your previous songs from years ago as Happy, but you're gonna be re-releasing them as Jake KUSSMAUL as well. But as Jake KUSSMAUL, the musician now, the indie rock artist from Tampa, Florida, USA, this is his kind of reintroduction to to music fans all over the world. And happily, he released it. And when I say happily, I am so happy because, like I said, we've been friends since 2012. 2012, right? Was it 2012?
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, 2012. Yeah. So, and he's released his EP, How to Care, So Much and More, on our label, Jam Lemon Records, and I appreciate you for that, Jake. Of course.
I'm just happy. I'm happy, not with the question mark in parentheses, as per my original artist name, but I am happy with an exclamation mark.
Oh yeah.
If you will, because I am finally part of this Jam Lemon family.
Oh my God.
Family.
Yeah. Been a long time coming, my friend.
Yeah, and it ain't like some like weird, you know, like Jam Lemon cult shit. We don't wear like lemons on our head with like jam or something. Unless it's good jam, then I'll consider joining the cult aspects of the label. You know, you have to.
We ain't got that,
to,
man.
You have to sacrifice a couple of your limbs. Thankfully, I'm in a wheelchair, so I'm halfway there.
Oh, you're so unfair, man.
Just need a couple more. I'm still considering which limbs to kind of not offer up automatically, but yeah.
Brother, we got 5 as guys. We got 5 limbs, and I'd rather lose 4 of them than the one that you know what it is, right?
We know. This starts with an S, and it ain't that other thing. But yeah, Rob has been like constant support, man. It's like, and like when I mentioned to him, like, and he agrees with this, he's also believing in this principle, like, we are quality over quantity type of people when it comes to our art, you know?
Yeah. And
like, I learned that kind of the hard way because, you know, in the past, I would just release like stuff that just was not there, like was not all there. Maybe like a little bit, kind of, you know, the melodies were, you know, kind of okay, but then the levels of everything, the dynamics weren't up to par. So, you know, I've been learning, you know, to just, when it comes to that process, like, just focus on like the really good songs.
Right,
you know?
Right. Well, I've always seen that. If you ask me, though, even your earlier songs, and I still listen to a whole lot of them. I especially love the song itself, the Starfall. Starfall is my favorite, definitely. But
Starfall is actually, Starfall is what I'm going to re-release under my name.
Exactly.
And, it's just, it's a great song. Like, but again, like, because it's from the past, it has to deal with pure angst and you know, saying like, why won't you accept me? And then like, I don't want to see this person in my life, you know, leave me. But then what does that leave me? Am I just being selfish for like wanting them in my life? So that you get to see like the contrast in my new material versus my older stuff. And you know, I've been kind of used to that that same pain, but you can feel just a little bit more anxiety, a little bit more of that like lack of closure that I've gotten as compared to the other one. So it's a nice contrast. It's a nice, you know, stylistically, it's like still within that kind of heavy alternative sort of vein. Yeah. But you'll get to see like more of where my kind of insecurities were, you know, with just like trusting myself, accepting myself. I've only begun to focus more on that in my 30s, you know, because I'm 34 now. And when I wrote those songs, I was 22, you know, so that's just a long time. You know, I can remember being in that state of mind and, you know, feeling like just the polarizing moods. I either feel completely beside myself or I'd be like overconfident and say, this is the thing, or I know if I do this, then they'll want to, you know, then they'll see, you know, that, you know, my intentions are clear. And you can be as consistent, as confident as you want, but if the other person won't allow themselves to see your confidence, to see your consistency, then it's just it's just something that you have to learn. That's where self-trust and self-love comes in.
Yeah.
Because like
agree.
you can't just be deterred if let's say you're enthusiastic about meeting someone, being a part of someone's life,
right,
and they're not reciprocating that to an equal degree, and it can be just a little bit, and then the point is you can go around thinking that you meant like worlds and leaps and bounds to people, and really like you were just like insignificant. You were a microcosm in their life, and they just kind of took you for granted. But again, like you'll get to see that sort of contrast. There's a little bit of learning, but again, there's no acceptance like there is now.
Right. It's sort of a bookmark in your life as you progress, as we age, and that's what I love about artists such as Jake. The honesty, the sincerity that you hear when they sing, you can clearly catch that. Like, I believe that I have discernment when it comes to listening to singers sing their words, their melodies. And Jake is one of those people who is really honest with what they are singing. So Jake, I congratulate you for these wonderful songs, and I am looking forward to a whole lot more now that you are Jake KUSSMAUL, the artist, like, the musician.
Yeah, it ain't just the name now. Now it's like, wow, I'm actually like on streaming services. I want people to pronounce my name properly.
Yes.
And I'll do that, till I'm on my deathbed. But, for people who are not in the know, my name is KUSSMAUL, and it is it's a German name. It's popular in the province of Bavaria in Germany.
Is it? I didn't know.
Yeah, and when people when Germans hear that name, especially those from like the Regensburg area, like there was a musician who I know, who I interviewed. His name is Daniel Rice.
Okay.
And, he has that double S, just like Kus.
Right.
So like, but he knew, like, he's like, oh, KUSSMAUL, and Bavarian, he's from Bavaria himself, and and I learned that there's a lot of variations of it depending where you go in Europe, and my last name, and for the ladies out there, I've never used this as the pickup line, but Kus means kiss.
There you go.
Maul means mouth.
Kiss the mouth.
Yeah.
Ladies,
and
it's time to kiss Jake's mouth.
Everybody. Yeah, it's good though. Like I'm really, and of course, like everyone who is savvy when looking into KUSSMAUL, the first thing you'll see on Google is KUSSMAUL breathing. Now, like, that is a labored breathing. Yeah, KUSSMAUL breathing. People would, when I say like, oh, my name is Jake KUSSMAUL, they say like, they either like mispronounce it and they say KUSSMAUL, and it's like, or they say, oh, KUSSMAUL breathing. But yeah,
but it's gonna change. Google's gonna identify now that there's a KUSSMAUL artist, so it's gonna show up. So it's gonna change the SEO.
Instead of Juan de la Cruz, it's Juan de la Cruz.
Exactly.
Juan de la Cruz. Remember the?
Oh yeah.
Pinoy band.
Yeah. Everybody knows him. Yeah.
Still listening to this day, and really into 70s Pinoy rock. I've been into Juan de la Cruz. Been into Dinosaurs, Sampaguita. You know,
you see
all these like
Maria Cafra, man. Yeah. Yeah.
They hopped on the train of re-releasing their old stuff, so that's that's what
Maria Cafra just had a show actually. I think that was around last July, I think.
Yeah.
If not June, they had a reunion here. They had a show. So really, man, the reunions right now are just really amazing. Everyone's getting back together. I think this is the year of reunions.
Yeah. It's gotta be, because
it's gotta be.
Maria Cafra is like, one of those like really signature kind of 70s Pinoy rock thing. And I really take to them. I'm like amazed that more people don't really know like these artists beyond like seeing like them in blogs. It's good exposure, by the way. Yeah. But I've seen a lot of people just talk about like an album or two. Like for Juan de la Cruz, they'll just talk about like Up in Arms, their first album, which wasn't a commercial success, but it had Wally on vocals. This was way before the Power Trio, way before Pepe. Way before Mike Hanapol, all those guys. Like, it was Wally and like 5 other guys. And, and I want to do the same thing. Kind of get the old stuff out there, because, I never know, like, that some people may be looking for my old stuff. Some people may be interested in my old stuff. And I want to at least have some of that out there. What I could find, what's still available, so they can have like a reference point, because you see it happen like all the time. Like so many musicians, like especially from the past, they don't have their old stuff out there. They have like re-recordings, and they try to pass them off as kind of new songs. And like it's like like some bands from the Philippines, for example, like BZ Signal was another band that had that's like that. They're like a BZ Signal, and like what else? What's that band that did What I Say? They
you should know.
They're a Cebu band, but anyway, like all those bands from yesteryear kind of pass off their material as new songs, or like the singer of Orphan Lily, Asel. She's like, I'm a solo artist, and like like I said, I checked out your Orphan Lily stuff, and she's like, oh, that's awesome. Well, anyway, I'm a solo artist. It's like, you don't want to talk about Orphan Lily? Is it that behind you? But like, for people interested, I want to have that out there. I'm not ashamed. I really am ashamed at my early teenage stuff.
But it's a good reference point.
That will probably never see the light of day, like my early teenage stuff with my like $10 skinny like microphone where you can hear all the plosives and the sibilants,
right?
And it just and I'm singing over loops. I'm like, and like, it's like, you know how Frank Zappa used to have his voice kind of above the music? Kind of like he's singing over a PA. He's telling you what they're serving in the mess hall for, you know, that kind of dynamic in his voice. It's worse than that.
It's worse than
Frank Zappa. Like, you will, if you cringe with some of Frank, I love Frank Zappa, by the way. I think he's great.
Well, it's on purpose, though. What he did was on purpose. Everything he did was on purpose.
Oh, drama people.
Yeah.
Like, he's great. He's like ahead of his time. I love like the experimental stuff that he does. But again, like, it is like much worse than that. But like, all I'm trying to say is like, and I'm not even a fully formed musician at this age, but the important thing is like, I've gotten a lot better with the basics.
Exactly the point. You know, I mean, it might sound cliche, but we don't try to be the best. We just try to be better versions of ourselves compared to ourselves yesterday.
We try to be more. We try to be more betterer.
More betterers. Betterer than it's just well, Jake, just to wrap this up, any advice that you might want to give to people out there, knowing your journey as both a musical artist and a music journalist, and you know, just as a person with disability, how you overcame every limitation, big limitations that you had?
A lot of it, I'd say, is self-imposed. You know, there's a lot of people who will shoot you down regardless. You know, a lot of people who just don't want to associate with you for one reason or another. But you kind of got to still be confident, even if the rejection isn't concrete, even if you don't get a clear, like, we're looking for somebody else, or, you know, or I feel like I can't relate to you fully, I can't love you, I can't accept you fully because you're in a wheelchair. Just keep looking for more, you know, opportunities. You know, it could be like some girl you're wheeling after, you know, and for girls in wheelchairs it could be some guy you're pining for. But I just want to say that this journey belongs to you too. You're allowed to have this journey. You belong here. You know, regardless of what mobility aids you use, regardless of what you're pursuing, whether it's artistry, whether it's musicianship, you belong here. Like, there's no, like, I think inclusivity is bullshit. I think what we really should, because, you know, inclusivity is just having you in the corner and observing. I think we should look past the observing stage and move toward contributions.
Participation, contribution.
Participation. But more than that, just, you know, active. You know, how can you contribute? And that's what you really have to go for. That's my advice to any disabled artist, any disabled musician. You know, you don't have to overthink what your contributions may be, but just know that, you know, even though you have to go a long way, you have to go through unnecessary bullshit to have people accept you as you are, wheelchair included, walker included, mobility, so they don't ignore anything, so they don't feel like they need to look past anything. They just accept you as you are. That is possible. It's never unrealistic. I hate the whole no excuses terminology, because we have legitimate excuses. You know, there are those out there who are chronically ill. There are those out there, you know, who are blind. You know, they don't have, you know, Braille like actively working for them. But, you know, like that, I just want to say that, you know, your existence in the world is valid, even with all the bullshit trying to keep you down. And I just want to say that, you know, even when you build a community, you don't have to reach out to a massive place and expect to be accepted from the get-go. You can just start with one person, and then 2 people, and then 2 more people, and slowly build it. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You just keep the momentum going the best you can. Learn to really have dialogues with people to a point where you're both comfortable with each other. If they pull away, that's all right. Just keep moving, you know? Just keep moving. Like, even if the rejections are concrete, even if people leave you on red, you know, you just have to keep moving. You just have to keep pushing, or crutching, or, you know, hovercarring if we get to that point. But just know that, you know, other people with disabilities, other people, you know, the interabled dynamic works. It's very intimate. It's groundbreaking. It's innovative. A lot of people don't want to see that. But thanks to social media, we are given healthy exposure and beautiful exposure to those sorts of relationships. Indeed. We see disabled parents. We see disabled families. We don't just see disabled children of non-disabled people. We see non-disabled children of disabled parents. Like, that can work. So, like, so people with cerebral palsy, for instance, can have children who can walk, who could, like, you know, succeed them. And
so it gives you hope in that sense, a lot of hope. That gives you hope for that connection. And like, a lot of the discourse, people say, like, oh, this will be too challenging. But no, the perspective that I'll give you is, it's a beautiful thing, because you're exchanging ideas. You can see, like, my sister was actually dating this guy. This was way back then. He was fully, he could walk, he can hear totally. Both him, it was Justin, and he was with his sister Maddie. Their parents were deaf. And people would always give them, like, what's wrong with your parents? And it's different journeys. It's different circumstances, but there is that exchange. It's able to work. It does work. Have different. It's just different circumstances. I did meet a guy in Thailand back in March this year. His name is Tom, and he lives in London. And his dad and his mom was with him in Thailand. And his dad is deaf. and so they told me about his experience growing up, and even if even though his dad was mute, he can communicate with us, but of course with a translator. But it's almost as if there's no wall. I mean, their circumstances are different, but the relatability in life is, it's not totally the same, but there's always something there. We're all humans.
Yeah, there's always something there. And that's it. All you have to do is and take the time to learn about someone with circumstances different to you because you want to. Don't feel like you're obligated to.
Yeah.
And at the same time, don't feel like you're playing their hero to like a less fortunate person. You're two people on the same level.
Not out of pity, but out of interest, out of friendship,
out of respect, out of genuine respect. And and just know that, you're able to cultivate nuanced relationships, even if you've been screwed over from time to time, even though there's people out there who love the idea with you, but they can't grapple the reality of you. Just keep moving, just keep putting yourself out there. Your art is beautiful. It deserves to be heard, listened to, and accepted. That's the thing. We accept,
I love
people. It's not just inclusion. It's not just participation. It's accepting people as they are, disabilities included.
Whether you have disability or not, there are always assholes in the world, but there are also loving people. So you have to just find the right people. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're closer than you think. And you just have to just keep going out there. Don't be. I know it's shitty out there. I know you feel worthless. You'll feel hopeless out there. But just man, I can't stress this enough. That's my advice. Just keep on chuggling.
Keep on chuggling. Keep on keeping on. And 3 words that really stuck to my head when you started this advice portion. You belong here. That is so beautiful. Thank you so much, Jake KUSSMAUL, musical artist, journalist, and just a great friend here at Jam 11 Records. Jake, you take care, and I'll see you very soon again.
All right. See you, man.
Take care.